Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in Florida yet again. A little bit cold last night, but it's a beautiful day. I'm very happy today because we have a wonderful friend here today. His name is Gordon Pennington, and he basically has devised a beautiful, wonderful oil. The name of it is called Cure It. It has many all-natural ingredients. And it is a wonderful, I haven't used it myself, so I can't talk from expertise, not yet. I will, though. Arthritis and joint pain, it helps muscle tension, toothaches, sunburns, wound sores, acne, cuts and scrapes, surgical trauma, immune booster, bug repellent, antibacterial, and in a time that we're living in, who wouldn't be needing something like this? We also have with us today another friend of ours, or another friend of Gordon's, and his name is Flash. He's an Italian Mastiff, and he is stunning. Beautiful, beautiful animal. So just in case we get a little barking in the background, don't think it's me or Gordon, it's Flash. Anyway, Gordon, welcome. Welcome to Eleanor's Elite Radio Show.
Well, thank you, Eleanor. It's great to be here. It's wonderful to have an opportunity to share truth to the world and to people who are listening, and I thank you, whoever's listening. One thing you'll find about me, I'm a very serious person when it comes to healing and truth, and that the main thing that I try to share is just knowledge more than anything else.
Okay, so tell me, how did you come to this passion? How did you devise this cream or oil? You want to call it an oil?
It's an oil. It's actually an oil-based product, where many products on the market are water-based. Mm-hmm. I devised it just out of reading the Bible and seeing all the different evidence of something like this in the Bible, and then just using the spirit of truth that's given to us by God naturally to everybody who accepts it through Jesus. And, basically it was revealed to me, and I created this oil not knowing what it really did, but knowing it did something. And so it was literally about 6 months after I made it, and just through the process of coming across people with different issues, using and trying it on it, until the point where I got to where I realized what I was dealing with, from sunburns to dog animal issues on their skin, people's skin itching, burns. It takes away burn pain. That was one of the first things I found, that it'll take away a first, second, or third degree burn pain within 30 seconds to 5 minutes every single time, and it doesn't come back.
Can I read the ingredients to all my listeners?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. We have frankincense and myrrh, basil, tea tree, oregano, rosemary, cedarwood, spikenard. Is that how you pronounce it? Citrus, sage, ylang.
Yeah.
Jasmine, cinnamon, and avocado oil. Everything that is 100% natural.
Right.
Right.
It's all organic, and the main thing that we have to realize is that much of the stuff that's produced these days doesn't have any nutrients, minerals, and if it's used fertilizer anywhere it's life, it only has about 10% of the potential, if that, of the effects of healing and nurturing our bodies.
Right.
Because it's stimulated naturally.
And nowadays anyway, like with the flu shot going around, that's only 15% effective. Why even get that poison pumped into your body? That's just always been my belief. I always make a joke and say, everybody, it's a government conspiracy. I make a joke.
Well, maybe it's not a joke. Who knows,
I know the flu shot helps the elderly. My daughter's a juvenile diabetic, and she has to also get that. But why not go to something natural, 100% natural? In fact, I just tried something for my pet at home, which I don't know how, but I found 2 fleas on him, and I don't know how because he's not an outside dog. And I used a concoction I got off the internet, pure lemons, and I boiled them and strained them with rosemary.
Right.
And I don't know if it helped or not, because ultimately I had to get the pill to give it to him because I was afraid of an infestation, and I'm a clean freak. So,
right.
But why not go to natural? Why we're all so hopped up on pumping and shooting and getting the injections, and everything's so fake and phony. And
well, that's exactly the point. And it's either you're either dealing with truth or you're not. So when you're dealing with truth, you have to define words, what is true and what is not. So I take it to, pharmacy, where does the word come from? Well, it comes from the Greek word pharmakeia, which comes from the Hebrew translation of sorcery. And God says sorcerers, they're poisoners, and that you're lucky if you escape their care. And he says, don't be one, and you're not. It's not good for you to go participate in these things, obviously. So if it's something that's poisoning us, if something alleviates a symptom we have but doesn't cure the root problem, we're just going to add a few more symptoms and we're going to continue degrading ourselves, because a disease means your body is uneasy. It's a dis-ease. Just break the words down. So the main thing is we have to, number one, learn to eat right, and we're not taught that properly by the government, the schools, our parents,
commercials,
society,
social
commercial
media.
TV, social media, right? So, and if we're not going to eat right and eat nutritious foods, then we're going to take all these other things to try to make up, but they are not natural. Anything that's natural, when you're eating a live plant, you're eating living waters within it. And if it's organic, you're getting all the essence of that. And there's studies of Kirlian photography. You can see the difference between organic plants and non-organic plants.
Exactly.
Right. So, if we're going to be true about these things, we understand that we don't necessarily have the access these days to get all this stuff. And our society doesn't give us the time to eat properly. Even myself.
Yeah. Everybody's included in that, I think.
The 4 best ways of transmission into your body for anything is, number 1, through your lungs. It's the fastest source right in your bloodstream. Number 2 is your skin, which is the largest organ on your body, and everything that touches gets absorbed. So DEET and all these other chemicals we use for bug repellents. This is a bug repellent, by the way, as well. All these things, and then your mouth, or eating it, and then open tissues. So those are the 4 best ways. So your skin is actually the second best way of transmission to your body. Overeating, actually. Okay? So it's being such a large surface area, if you could put a lot of natural herbs and something that would actually get sucked right into your body, which is exactly what happens with the oil. It sucks right into your body, and it goes where it's needed. And the thing about oils and herbs and stuff and drinking teas is your body only uses what's necessary, and it takes it to the point where it's needed mostly. Where pharmaceuticals are very indiscriminate in everything they do. Even taking antibiotics, you're killing all the good biotics in your body as well as the bad. And that's one thing this product does, is it boosts your natural biotics of your body. So it helps boost your immune system. I really just literally walk around people that are sick all the time, and I don't get sick. I don't get the flu, I don't get a cold, I don't get a sniffle. Worst thing I had, it was like a 24-hour bug one time. And I squirted a little oil up my nose, and it disinfects my lungs and everything too, so my sinuses.
All right, so now this is just something you've made in your own home.
Yes.
There's no company involved in it.
Yes,
this is completely 100% homemade.
It is homemade right now, and I am, if a company is just something you register, everybody starts somewhere.
Right.
But it is made 100% by me.
Are you thinking about going public with it and possibly more professional?
Professional, yes. Actually, that's what I'm actually doing here is I'm advertising it. I'm getting ready to go set up at the flea market here hopefully this weekend if I can get some signage done. I've literally just put this under label about 3 months ago, and I was just running around to different festivals, at the Solar Eclipse Festival, the Electric Forest Festival, where there's a lot of people doing all different kind of things that most people wouldn't want to be involved in.
So now, can
hurt,
people buy this from you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and let me give you his phone number. It is 321-537-9430. That's 537-9430. Gordon is an international distributor, and you can get him at Renewcrete, RENEWCRETE2 @gmail.com.
That's right. We also have a Facebook page.
Please give that as well.
It's Curate Healing Oils on Facebook. It's at Curate Now. It's the @ symbol, Cure with a K, UREITNOW. And I have a lot of testimonials from people that have gone in there, and there's quite a few amazing testimonials on there. I think there's like 12 5-star ratings on my page yet, and I have nothing under 5-star ratings.
So. Oh, wonderful.
But literally I've run around the last year using this product and trying it on different things, from stroke victims to healing stroke paralysis and helping with muscle tension and aching joints and arthritis. When I was down in Dominica, the island that got hit by Maria, I just got back about 3 weeks ago. They basically are without power down 90% of the island for 90 days now. So everybody has their hands are cramped, their feet hurt because they're walking everywhere. They don't have the money. There's no economy. They have to wash their hands. They're closed by hand.
Yeah.
There's really no energy for cooking even. So I went down. There was a company doing solar power that were donating some to the clinics and stuff. And I was handing out the oil and treating people right there at the clinics.
Now let me ask you, these oils, I can't imagine the price of them.
Well, they're very inexpensive because...
frankincense and myrrh, what would be the price of that?
Well, I have a small unit that we retail for about $20. It's 5 milliliters, but it's enough to take the pain out of your arthritic hands for a whole week. Just applying it every 6 or 8 hours, and it just removes the pain.
So how big of a bottle is it that people can purchase from you?
I have sizes currently from 5 mil up to about 35 mil, but I'm going to have larger sizes as well.
Okay.
The 30 mil, which is the two sizes we have currently, is 5 mil and 30 mil. I'm out of the other ones.
Right.
The 30 mil is $40 US.
And the shelf life?
It has an indeterminate shelf life.
Should it be refrigerated?
It doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Okay, so could we get to the pricing perhaps? What would be your smallest price? For the smallest size.
Well, the lowest unit I have is 5 milliliter,
okay.
And they're $20 retail.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
And then I have a 30 milliliter, which will pretty much last a person a month for $40.
Okay.
And if they buy in volume and they want to become a distributor, because actually we're looking to set up a multi-level distributing marketing system. I'm getting it set up now.
So are you looking for investors?
I actually am looking for people who want to take territories and start. Basically in a multi-level marketing system, the ones that come in on the front are obviously higher in the pyramid. And the whole point is basically we need to become an army of healers telling the truth, because in reality the truth is never going to be told by the government and the media. Their job is to advertise for big pharma, and that's what they do. And that's the ultimate lie. I believe it's one of the great deceptions of this time. Revelations 18 actually says, "For by your sorceries were all the nations of the world deceived." And sorceries translates into pharmacy, so pharmaceuticals.
And it's kind of like everybody always says, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I've always kind of believed like that's the reason why we don't have a cure for ALS and cancer. Because I think the pharmaceutical companies are making such exorbitant amounts of money. What's going to happen?
If they cured things, they wouldn't have customers.
Of course not.
If they taught people to eat right, or
In one of my legal classes, not to get off topic, but we were talking about patent law, and we were also talking about the self-driving car. And everybody's like, yeah, because they have a Prius now, and when they have the self-driving car, Google is the one who's making it.
Right.
That's wonderful. But what about insurance companies, and what about hospitals? With less accidents and things being run, whether it's engaged or disengaged, there's going to be a huge deficit in jobs and people earning money. Hospitals are literally workers will be out of business if there's less accidents. Insurance companies make all their money on human error. So, it kind of does all roll together as, I don't know if we're ever going to see that. Everybody's talking about it, but I don't know if that day's ever going to come, because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of...
We're coming into societal change. If you look at AI and the fast pace that robotics is changing the world, we are literally coming into a transformation of society, kind of like the Industrial Revolution did, and where, and it's not going to. They're looking to create a new world order, and they have been saying these things for many years. And it's in their plans, and we have to take them at their word. If you take the people that run the world, they have a plan that they'd like to implement, and if we don't want to be part of that, it's our job to speak up and tell the truth.
Right.
So if we aren't participating in these different things. If I buy pharmaceuticals, well, now I'm participating, whether I use them or not. I've just now paid, and they made a profit, and they're going to go out and advertise and tell somebody else. And if I tell somebody that these are good for you and going to do the same thing as doing something natural, well, I don't think I would be telling them the truth.
And what about all the drugs that come from China? What about that?
Yeah, well, anything it's kind of like high fructose corn syrup. It's processed, super processed, and it's really... Truthfully, the drugs that we take don't ever go away. They actually go into the water and into the stream and into the oceans, and our fish are eating them, and now we're going to take them again every time we eat fish.
I agree.
And plants from the ground, same thing probably, So
it's scary, isn't it? A little bit. A little scary.
It is, and I would tell people that the only truth you're going to find is in the Bible and in Jesus Christ, and that's the only person I answer to in the whole world. Everybody else is just in my world,
right.
But my focus has been on, since I've discovered this, is to tell the truth and to change the way people think about things, because they're only told they should go to the doctor, and nobody reinforces really that they should, that there are other alternatives, A doctor's going to give you two choices. He's going to tell you the truth. He's going to tell you you're eating wrong and you should eat better and all this stuff, right? And he says, and you should do these things, or you can take these pills and I can prescribe this for you. Mm-hmm. And we're so lazy and we want such quick results, and we're so impatient. We think because we think we're going to get the same results, we'll go and buy those pharmaceuticals rather than change our lifestyle.
Right. And that's bringing me back to what I said earlier. Everybody's into the shots and the this and the that and the fillers. You know, if you live a decent, clean life, and